Hello everybody, welcome back to another tutorial video. This one is going to be on Rise of the Dragon, which is the ninja track that came alongside the Crash and Sunburn DLC. Throughout the video, be sure to pause on checkpoints that you're struggling with and want to perfect. Also check out Ninja Knowledge with Oso Sloped Verticals, as this video can explain verticals very well. The concept is the same with slopes to verticals across Trials games, but the differences you'll see include the throttle needed and the grip your bike has on walls. This video took a lot of time and effort to make, and if this helps you learn any techniques and you want to see more videos like this, please like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment on which types of tracks or techniques I should talk about next. The last thing I want to say before the official tutorial starts is timestamps will be in the description if you want to skip to whatever CP is giving you the most trouble. For the first checkpoint, CP0, it's a long bunny hop to a steep ramp and vertical climb. At the start, I like to lean forward and bunny hop to get more distance. You can also move backwards to get more speed for the jump if you're struggling landing on the platform ahead. When landing on this ramp, try to land with your back wheel first. As you land, tap brake to grip the platform more easily and give a little burst of throttle as you lean forward. Once you regain your balance, set up for a sloped vertical. To do this, use a quick burst of throttle and release lean as your front wheel approaches the vertical to lift the front wheel. You don't want the front wheel to run into the vertical first because then your energy will be exerted backwards instead of vertically. As you climb, ease off the gas slowly and move on to CP1. Throughout the video, I'll show alternative methods to do a lot of these checkpoints. For this first one, after you land on the first ramp, you can immediately climb and land on the next CP platform. If you end up falling backwards while you climb, you can go for a fender grab to save it. When performing a fender grab, stay lean forward and hold throttle. You can ease off throttle but not completely to fall backwards and build up speed when flipping the front wheel up. Once your bike is almost vertical, hit brake. CP1 consists of a back wheel bounce into a squishy hop. When you jump into the log, try to land on the bottom half. You'll need most of the small platform to get enough speed and height. To beat this checkpoint in one motion, it's important to know the squishy technique. A squishy in this situation is absorbing your back wheel into the platform, leaning over the top of the front wheel, and then leaning backwards at a specific time to drag the back wheel across the top. When dragging the back wheel, this generates enough energy to bunny hop. If you don't like the squish method, you can fender grab instead and flip your rider up to do a brake hop off the thin platform. As you raise the front wheel, tap brake while staying lean forward so you can balance on the narrow platform. Once your bike is vertical, lean back and perform a quick brake hop by releasing the brake as you lean forward and throttle simultaneously. Here's one more goofy strategy I did randomly. I don't suggest doing this, but I'll add it in anyways because you might run into this situation. The moral of the story is don't give up on checkpoints. Go for saves whenever you can. CP2 is a back wheel hook drop. This is probably the easiest CP on the track, and it's very similar to CP4 on white belt. Approach the drop down slowly and stay lean back until you get to this position. From here, lean forward quickly and release brakes so your momentum carries you backwards and not straight down. CP3 includes a back wheel bounce into a climb and slight overhang. At the start of CP3, it can be helpful to do a small endo hop so you can get more height over the first bomb. Try to land in the middle of this platform to hit the bounce effectively. As you leave the platform, stay lean forward and land on the climb with the back wheel first so you can do the CP all in one motion. As you climb, release lean for a split second to raise the front wheel so it doesn't run into the ramp above. The alternative to checkpoint 3 is to fender grab the platform at the top by letting your rider fall backwards after the climb. Don't lean forward as much when climbing to execute this move. At the beginning of CP4, slowly roll into the first ramp so you don't bounce off immediately, and ease off throttle as you drop down and stay lean forward. When you reach this point in the CP, let go of lean, do a small burst of throttle, and lean back to flip over the bomb. It's important not to use much throttle since there's more bombs behind you. To finish off this checkpoint, do a couple of quick endo hops. One way to complete CP5 is to do 2 backwheel bounces in a row. For the first bounce, I like to keep my rider lean back so I don't overjump the second bounce. If you generate enough speed on the second bounce, you can slam the engine into the side of this platform and fat brake, which is repeatedly tapping the brake button while holding throttle and leaning forward to raise the back wheel. The first alternative method to CP5 is you can stop on the second platform, sit back, and hop to hit the engine into the platform above. Another way to do this is to perform a quick endo hop and fender grab the platform. The quick endo hop helps you get more height to flip backwards so you can land on the fender. At the start of CP6, you want to start near the edge of the CP platform and lean forward with full throttle. As you're about to hit the curved ramp, lean back so your front wheel slides up without dragging and slowing your bike down. As the back wheel comes into contact with the curved ramp, lean forward so you partially slide. When jumping off of curved ramps, try to use as much surface area as possible. For the first curved jump, bunny hop when at the apex of the obstacle to get more horizontal distance. For the second curved obstacle, you'll want to jump from lower behind the apex since the next ramp is very close. For the last hop on CP6, try to bounce your back wheel on the left side of the box while leaning the front wheel over the top. Make sure to get enough height or you'll run straight into the bomb. The alternative for CP6 is sliding the starting ramp. I think this is a lot harder to hit consistently, but try it if you don't like the other method. Checkpoint 7 includes a drop down to long jump, a fairly easy CP that requires you to have good momentum and timing. The first method I will show is bouncing off the curved wall, landing on the ramp below you with lots of speed, and hitting the engine on the next CP platform to lift the back wheel up. Focus on landing on this ramp with the back wheel first to generate a greater burst of speed. This technique is also used in top speedruns with tracks including long drop downs like this one. Perform a quick bunny hop when your rider reaches the edge of this curved ramp. You'll need that shift in momentum to get enough height for this jump. Lastly, land on the engine of your bike, lean forward to lift the back end up. Fat brake if you need to raise the back wheel. The alternative way to beat checkpoint 7 is to drop down without bouncing off the wall and then fender grabbing the next checkpoint platform. Checkpoint 8 includes an endo hop into a wall climb with different slopes to verticals. For the first endo hop, you can either squish or land in a Spider-Man position to slow climb. When you're doing the squish method, make sure your front wheel is up high enough to lean over the top so your engine doesn't catch on the corner. At around this position, lean back and slide the back wheel up for the rest of the obstacle. For the slope to vertical, release lean and give a quick burst of gas to lift your front wheel. Focus on hitting the wall with your back wheel first and ease off gas slowly as you climb. Again, for this short sloped vertical, release lean for a split second and give a burst of throttle to lift the front wheel. You can either tap brake on 90-degree corners, making sure the front wheel is slightly leaning over the edge, or slow climb it. To execute a Spider-Man climb, let your front wheel roll backwards by slowly releasing throttle and lean. Once your front wheel lifts off the edge, ease off gas very slowly until your back wheel reaches the corner. For the first bounce of CP9, set up by starting as far back as possible on the platform. You want plenty of speed for the next part. The most consistent strategy for me was doing a squishy hop off the corner of this curved ramp. If you attempt the CP this way, you want to hop high so you don't drag your wheel on the ramp. As you're flying through the air, try to spin as quickly as possible so you can land on the fender. Stay lean forward and fat brake to spin faster while you're in the air. The alternative way is not that much different, but instead of hopping off the back wheel at the beginning, you can just ride off leaning back. The problem I kept running into while doing this is the engine gets caught easily on the curved platform and you lose momentum. If you're looking to improve your time on Rise of the Dragon, you can try to jump from the end of checkpoint 9 and straight into the other ramps ahead. For the next part of checkpoint 10, get a high hop so you can lean forward over the top of the vertical and lean back as the back wheel reaches the transition. When jumping off the angled ramp, it helps to lean back while in mid-air. Doing this will help raise the back wheel slightly so you don't get stuck on the corner. For the last jump of Rise of the Dragon, set up by doing a short burst of throttle and landing on the edge of this small platform. Give a quick bunny hop and finish the track. You can squish the last part of CP10, but I think it's more difficult. Alright everybody, that's it for this tutorial. I hope it'll help a lot of people pass the track or get the medal that they so desire. Also, let me know what tracks or techniques that you guys want to hear or see next. And don't feel shy to come by the stream and ask questions about Trials.